If you want to find out how my no-buy is going, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène and welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome to HMM Makeup or Makeup. I am here to report back post Sephora spring sale, and I am interested to hear what you're going to think of this update. I am definitely on a 1-year no-buy with specific rules, and if you have been following along, it's been an interesting ride so far. And this was the real test. This last month, Sephora was having its spring sale, and there is a spring sale and also a November, end of November type of sale as well for the holidays. Well, this one was the first of the two mega sales, and I was curious to understand my behavior and to see how I was going to weather that, take advantage of what I wanted to take advantage of, and also resisting temptation for a number of products. If you do want to see what I did pick up from the sale, I will have that in a different video. I'm not going to post it in this video in case it's a trigger for people. But if you look at recent videos prior to this one, you will easily find it. So I want to keep the no-buy and the purchasing stuff as separate as possible, except when it's little things that are not really consequential. So I want to talk about what was the challenge this past month, which was the spring sale, and how I navigated that while not breaking my no-buy. And one of the things that is a stipulation in my no-buy is that I can use points. And what I have available to me are, of course, Sephora 100-point perk, that kind of thing, yes. But more importantly, the points that I accumulate from Superstore, aka President's Choice here in Canada, and Shoppers Drug Mart, also here in Canada. What matters here is that with those companies, Superstore, PC, everything, and Shoppers Drug Mart, every time you make purchases, you accumulate points. Well, those points translate into money. So 100,000 points in PC points, they're called, is equivalent to $100. And sometimes they have bonus situations where $100 can be worth $150 and so on. And I thought, wow, okay, well, right now, Shoppers Drug Mart does not have a whole lot that I'm interested in. How can I take advantage of Shoppers Drug Mart points, but spend them at Sephora? And so I didn't really think about it all that much until the sale was upon us. And a number of weeks ago, as I was noodling this, I thought, well, just a second. I can use points, I can redeem points when I buy groceries. So I can pay groceries with points. So what I ended up doing was spending a couple $100 worth of points on groceries, and that freed up that couple $100 for the Sephora sale. And I kind of figured this out by accident, and so instead of having these points sit there for a store where there's nothing I'm really interested in, and I was really interested in the Sephora sale, to me it was a win-win. I'm spending points. I'm allowed to spend points. Points are not an issue. I can spend them anytime in the year, and I can spend them on anything. This is not money. It's points that have been sitting there and are available for use. So I'm using them. And so that gave me a certain amount for the sale. So yeah, and as a result, that is what I was using as my kitty for the Sephora sale, and I was really happy about that. Now, the second thing to note for the Sephora sale is that in my no-buy rules, I can gift. I don't have a limit for gifting. Now, I didn't spend a huge amount on gifts. I can tell you that on gifts specifically, I spent 39.2% of my whole spend on gifts, and that the total gifts were about $77. So 76 and high 76. And my total spend was $196.30, which was 98.15% of the total that was available to me. So I did all right, and that was actually kind of a fluke to get that close. But yeah, so essentially what has happened then, if you take the fact that I didn't spend the $200, I spent $196.30, and that $76.96 of that $196.30 was gifts, I have still in the bank 40.3% of the total, or $80.66 that's still available to me from the 200. So I really feel like I showed some restraint. And yes, I did buy gifts, almost $77 worth, but that's actually a much lower number than it would be, because I do gift to a few other YouTubers that are very near and dear to me, one of whom I talk about all the time, Steph. And yeah, so I don't feel bad at all. I feel like I managed this sale really well, and I was so particular about what I purchased and what I didn't, and I go through that a lot more in the haul video. Again, not encouraging watching it, I'm just mentioning that it is available. So what is it that I purchased? And I wanted to focus on more utilitarian products and not super luxury or anything like that. I wanted to be very practical in my purchases. And because I'm using the points money, I could use it on anything. I did not have to be restricted to only replacement, blah, blah, blah. The points money is my fun money. So I actually spent fun money on very practical things, and I don't regret it. I'm very happy with my sensible shopping at this sale. So what did I buy for the most part? Again, I don't want to mess up anybody who wants to go see the haul, and I don't want to suggest spending. So I'm just going to basically talk about the type of category of product. I did buy 2 of the brow kit from Sephora. It was ridiculously inexpensive, very utilitarian. It's a brow pencil, a brow gel, and a set of tweezers, and it was around $16.50 for each one of those sets, and I thought that was great. I got one palette that was a palette that just showed up, and it's a palette that I was discontinued and I missed, and it popped up, and I did nab it because it's a lot of mattes that work really well for me. I bought 2 gift sets for gifting. I will not mention what those are, but those were, again, really great. All of this was really great discount, to be frank. And I did also get a couple of new products from the Sephora line that I thought were interesting to me, and a couple of hand balms and body butter, and that's just very basic stuff. Not a fancy body butter, nothing exciting, just things that I like to get from Sephora and that I really only get during a sale. So a couple of hand balms and a body butter I thought was pretty reasonable. I did get, so that this was a bit of a treat, I did get a backup for one of my favorite products, which is, it's a very, very tiny, low-cost product, but I technically got a backup, which, but again, it was using my fun money, so that's fine. Points money is fun money. And then finally, there was one order where I ended up getting another palette that was of interest to me, and a hybrid gift. There were 2 items in the gift. One of the items I really wanted as a replacement, and the other one I wanted to gift to a friend of mine. So I managed to get a very coveted product and also be able to give 50% of the kit to someone else. I thought that was great. So I only counted half of the set toward my total as far as non-gift stuff, and was able to look at it that way. And I'm really pleased because it's like the 2 items in the gift package, one was perfect for my friend and one was perfect for me. So it was just such an easy decision, and it was one of the first purchases I made, actually. So again, when I look at what I did not use regular money for this, even though a number of the purchases like body butter, brow pencils, what else? A nail polish, cream blush. And the cream blush is pretty utilitarian from my perspective. Eye cream. Yeah, they're just the 2 palettes that are kind of unusual. And actually one of the 2 palettes that I'm talking about, I purchased as a gift. I forgot to say that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm sorry, I keep looking at the totals here and what I did, and it was a total of 7 purchase opportunities from Sephora throughout the April 1st to 11th, which was the whole Rouge this year, based on last year. And so I had from April 1st to April 11th, and I'm really pretty pleased. Every single day was that I made a purchase was under $60, and oh no, that was regular price. Every single day, the most I spent in a given day was $44.80. This is all in Canadian, by the way, and the average was a whole lot less. The average was around $30 per order, so I was pretty happy with that. And I did put kind of the regular price and the sale price just for myself to see how well I had navigated the sale, and I'm really happy about that. Really, really happy about that. So because of the savings in the sale, I still have 40.3% or 40% of the 200 left to me, because of the ability to navigate the sale, and also the fact that a number of items are gifts. So I mentioned that at the beginning, just reiterating it at the end. And I'm glad I didn't spend the whole 200. I'm glad I have $80 or so left, because I already feel like I got a lot. And I think that it's because I have my no buy hat on that I was just ready to kind of cut it off. And I didn't feel compelled to spend the 200 I have available on me. I didn't feel the need to do that. I felt like I really needed to be responsible, and I did not want at the end of this sale to regret being frivolous. And so yeah, I really felt like I was careful, and I'm very jazzed not to have broken my rules. And if you want a reminder of the rules, I'll put them on screen. And one would say that the first rule I broke, but remember, the $200 I was spending was fun money dollars. It was points dollars. There are no rules on the points dollars. So I did not break rule number 1. And gift giving, rule number 2, I'm allowed to do. And for number 3, no purchases unless it's a required replacement because the original is done or no longer works. That is when it's not fun money, so that's great. Can gift myself an item on each of 2 occasions. I did not use either one of those. And by the way, my birthday present is already purchased. I've covered that in a previous no buy. And number 5, there are no restrictions for using points, gifts, or certificates. And as you can tell, that is exactly how I behaved during the sale. And so yeah, basically, if it's not cash or credit coming from my pocket, it's perfectly fine to use for those purchases. So any kind of frivolous purchases I was using with points. And as you know, I'm repeating the third time. I did use part of the $200 worth of points dollars for some very practical things. So I'm quite happy with that, and I still have money left over. And yeah, as far as this, at this point in the year, I don't need to talk about holiday sets yet. For this point in the year, I have absolutely, so far, adhered to the no-buy rules. I am 4 months in. I am very happy with my behavior during the sale because it's very easy to get manic during a sale, and I was able to avoid that. I would sleep on things before deciding whether it was going to make it in or out of the cart, and a lot of them ended up being very practical. I really feel like I'm thinking and behaving a little bit differently from last year, and that feels really good. And yeah, and I wonder when I'm going to end up spending the rest of that 200. maybe around my birthday, right? I mean, that's still the fun money. It still applies. I can still spend it whenever, but I might just leave it for my birthday, even though I have a pallet waiting for me for that day. But then again, no, I'll probably keep it for the November sale, the November Sephora sale, and that's probably what I'm going to do. Usually it's in November, I think. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about sales. I am here to talk about just how I navigated my no-buy, and how I was able to not spend any money, if you will, based on having spent the $200 on groceries, which I was then points on groceries, which I was then able to translate into money at Sephora. So yeah, that was my experience navigating this first, I would say, the first big challenge of this no-buy. And I'm happy. I'm really happy. I don't have any regrets with the purchases I made and the things I left behind. In retrospect, yeah, I followed my gut and really was true to myself as far as what is it that I'm really going to appreciate, really going to use, stuck to them. And I am looking forward to naming the products, showing the products as I go through the months after this video, and you start seeing some of the things that I picked up during that time. But it does not have to be in a no-buy video. That would be very counterproductive. But yeah, that's it. I do look forward to hearing what you think of how I managed. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this, and I look forward to hearing your comments. With that, I will say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. And I look forward to your comments. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.